Hello everyone and welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue.
Sadhguru,
Is this the nap time in the university? No, usually in kindergarten, this time, this hour is usually paal kudichittu.
Oh, jeez.
I'm asking you guys.
Sadhguru, we youngsters nowadays have less control over our emotions. So how to react in situations where our beloved or close ones betray us?
If this was asked of me, I go back to my word of understanding. So try to understand where they're coming from. It's perhaps when you, well, I would say you don't necessarily need to be enlightened to understand that emotions are very much difficult to control. Even Swami Vivekananda has, even as enlightened as he is, still felt emotions. Again, nothing necessarily wrong with feeling emotions, but to be in control of it and to understand it. I think it's okay to have emotions when there's a good reason behind it. So for example, if you're going to be angry at someone, make sure because someone punched you in the face or something something along those lines, not because someone said something. If you get emotionally hurt because someone said words and stuff, then I think you are well, either they're telling the truth, which does hurt, or you're very, I like to say, weak emotionally. You get emotionally manipulated very easily, and people who tend to get upset easily are very easy to manipulate emotionally. So if you understand that and you don't want to be that way, then you have to try to understand your emotions. If they're telling the truth, you shouldn't be mad at them because it's the truth. If they're telling lies, then you shouldn't be mad at them because it's just all lies. So either way, it's like, it's either the truth or they're lying. And either way, it's well, if it's the truth, it's the truth. If they're lying, it's lying. Of course, I understand the fact that whenever they're saying lies to other people who don't know both of you, you'd get upset because it's destroying your reputation. But if you let it get to you, then you're kind of falling for their reputation destruction and proves, see, I told you it was violent, or something along those lines. But if you hold yourself proper, whatever that means, and it doesn't affect you, then people can see that that person's really mad and that person's not affected by it. I think he's jealous. You know, whenever you see people just yelling and screaming and telling lies and stuff, it's generally jealousy. But if the other person starts reacting to it, it's like, oh, there might be some truth to that. The best thing to do is to come to understanding. If you know people and they say things, if they say things you know that they don't normally say, then clearly there's something affecting them. And hopefully you understand that, and then then talk to them about it. If they betrayed you genuinely, and they're that kind of person, then you can kind of talk to them, see what's up, see what happens, and then maybe there aren't really good people that you should be with. It's about the best answer I can really give.
This girl is already heartbroken. See, somebody can betray you, or you can think they will betray you, only because you have unrealistic expectations of them. Well, if they do what they want to do, why do you think they have betrayed you? They're doing what they want to do, you must respect it. If you say, they're beloved to me, I love them. If you love a person, should you let them do what they want to do, or should they do what you want them to do? No, for most people, love means you must do what I want. No, love means they can do what they want and we will love them, isn't it? No, you have this thing that if I love you, you must listen to me. No, if I love you, I want you to do what brings joy to you, isn't it? Understand the concept of your beloved.
Sadhguru, I have a doubt regarding this. What if our loved ones are going in a way that's not good for them and we want to correct them, and that's why we are telling them?
Okay, let's go a little bit different. So whenever I think of betrayal, I think along the lines like, imagine that you are telling someone a secret, not a, I want to say a secret, but something that's very deep, that you trust them, that they won't tell anyone else, and then they start telling everyone else. That is a betrayal. It's not necessarily that you want them to act a certain way. It's more along the lines that this is someone that you can confine with, that you can talk to and trust, that it's only between you two. Because you need people like that in your life, that you can just talk to them and know that it's between you two. It's like it's a releasing a burden off of you. I'm not saying you like murdered someone or anything like that, but just more along the lines, there's say you broke up with your significant other and you're feeling really hurt, but you don't show it because you always presented this, very strong you to everyone. But this thing is eating you inside, that you need to be able to release it in some way, to talk to someone that you can trust, that won't tell anyone else. That's also a betrayal. A betrayal is in someone who manipulated you. That's a betrayal as well. That's what I'm thinking of whenever they say betrayal. Not that you have to control them. I mean, there could be. I don't know if is that normal? Is that how betrayal is seen in India? In India, is mostly trying to tell people how to act. Maybe to me, betrayal is more along the lines you trusted someone with something, and they betrayed it. They did what you didn't want them to do. While that may be seen controlling, but it's more along. It's a little bit different. It's not saying I want you to behave this way. Is that I am trusting you, that I can tell you things that I would not normally tell other people. So it's a very great honor, I suppose, because that person trusts you with something he doesn't trust with anyone else.
Then you should have been the mother. Because I'm not saying that it is never true that somebody may be going off track and you try to do something for them. I'm not saying it's never true, but you don't take this position that somebody is wrong and you're going to fix them. They're doing what they want to do, isn't it? What they want to do right now may not be beneficial for them, possible. But you must look at it sincerely. Are you complaining because it's not beneficial for them, or you're complaining because it's not beneficial for you? Most of the time it's this. Genuinely look at it. It's not beneficial for you, but it's good for them, please let them do it. But they are damaging themselves, yes, then you have a right to intervene and try to do your best. But not always. Not always can you enter somebody's life and do something for them.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to enter your life and do something for you, I have to earn it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I have to earn a relationship where I can intervene in your life. If you don't earn that, you cannot intervene.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're unable to intervene, you must just understand you have not earned that closeness.
Okay, I don't know if he'd answer the question or not. I'd assume… Obviously, I'm assuming the only way I think you'd feel betrayed is if, again, is someone that's close to you. Generally, those are the people that you can feel betrayed of, because those are the only people you would trust something close, something that you wouldn't trust just anyone with. So, like, a normal friend, you wouldn't tell them something, like just someone that you met or someone that you've known for a very short period of time. You wouldn't really tell them something, how to say, deep, emotional, something that you just don't trust, unless that's someone that you really, really genuinely trust. It's just that doesn't happen. I don't think so. I don't. But so if someone… it's really weird. How did betraying goes to them, like saying, maybe doing drugs or something that's causing harm to them. And I guess, yes, you want to try to get them help as much as possible, the correct type of help, because you can attempt to help them, but you could end up pushing them further away, where all of a sudden what you're doing is actually you're destroying the relationship you have with them, and now you cannot help them yourself. It's a very difficult position, and to have experts on these kind of things where you just hope that you can hope that they call the expert number of whatever it is that they need help with, and try to see if you can't get to help them yourself, but don't push too much, because you could end up pushing them away, and then you are completely unable to help them at all. And just try to tell them, like, you just call this number, they're professionals that can help you out, because obviously we're not trained to help out people who are maybe addicted to drugs or addicted to gambling or addicted to whatever it is. There are professionals out there that can kind of see this. I don't know what they do, but they can. I'm sure they can help. That's what their job is for. So that's about the best thing you can really do, because up to a certain point you have to get professional help, I think.
Sadhguru, we collected questions from social media too, and the popular ones are picked. They'll be displayed. The audience can read it. I'll read it out for you, Sadhguru. So, the first question, it was asked by Sandhya. கண்டதும் காதல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இன்னொருத்தரை பார்த்தாலே ஒரு நல்ல தாக்கம்.
Okay, I know someone made a suggestion in the comments in the first video. I'm going to try it here. Let's see, subtitles, English auto-generated. There we go. Let's try this. And the comment was saying that, I mean, it'll translate it not quite right, but hopefully I get the idea, which I am with you on that one. Let's see. Hopefully it's this one's synced up though.
So, Sadhguru, we collected questions from social media too, and the popular ones are picked. They'll be displayed. The audience can read it. I'll read it out for you, Sadhguru. So, the first question, it was asked by Sandhya. கண்டதும் காதல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இன்னொருத்தரை பார்த்தாலே ஒரு நல்ல தாக்கம் ஏற்படுது.
Yep, definitely not auto translating. That is I don't think she said that word. Oh, there we go. Auto translate. Okay, let's try that one. Let's go back.
So, Sadhguru, we collected questions from social media too, and the popular ones are picked. They'll be displayed. The audience can read it. I'll read it out for you, Sadhguru. So, the first question, it was asked by Sandhya. கண்டதும் காதல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இன்னொருத்தரை பார்த்தாலே ஒரு நல்ல தாக்கம் ஏற்படுது.
Okay, this is not working out. Oh, English. Why is it English to English? I'll translate to English. Not English to English. How do I turn off the English to English? How does that make any sense at all? Okay, sorry. Let's go English auto-generate. Auto-translate. Let's see if I do. Oh, it will definitely do English to Hindi, sorry. Why can I? Oh, maybe, is it maybe options here? Oh no. It's terrible. Let's try English again. And then, yeah. Maybe because they're speaking in English. Well.
எப்படி இப்படி நடக்குது? இந்த உள்ளுணர்வு நம்பலாம்.
Where I can intervene in your life. If you don't earn that, you cannot intervene.
Okay, sorry. You're gonna have to, let's go ahead and skip this one, I guess.
Sadhguru, this question is from Arshad. She says, Hi Sadhguru, I'm 25. My mother was Hindu and my father a Muslim. For years I have tried and practiced both. I couldn't connect with either. Now I feel like I don't belong because I don't believe either. Is religion important?
Let me rewind that. I kind of got it, but I was messing with that. Let me…
Whole relationships with, if they grow well, they will look at you and wonder, why did I get trapped with this one?
Listen.
Yes.
Oops. Well, that was a disaster what I did there.
Sadhguru, this question is from Arshad. She says, Hi Sadhguru, I'm 25. My mother was Hindu and my father a Muslim. For years I have tried and practiced both. I couldn't connect with either. Now I feel like I don't belong because I don't believe either. Is religion important?
Whew, I tried Hindu. What exactly? What do you mean by tried Hindu? I don't know if Hindu is a religion. It's a philosophy for me, but there are religious things in Hindu. Again, I'm not quite so clear on like it. Anyways, is religion important? Well, to me, no. It's not something that you necessarily have to have, but if it's something that makes it easier on you, absolutely, without a doubt. It's just I think I do believe believing in some type of religion can make things easier, because what teachings does atheists have? I don't know if there is one. I mean, I think there are some, but there's not some kind of church some type of schooling for this. I mean, you could say philosophy and manners and mannerisms, perhaps something along those lines. Philosophy more than likely the case, though. Making you think and how to think and how to think about certain situations. But there's not like a church type thing for that. It makes it a lot easier. Church is very easy for people to goop around together. While it's philosophy, you have to go to school for that, and who wants to go to school? Who wants to go back to school, actually? And pay to learn that kind of stuff. I mean, luckily enough, the internet's free nowadays, where you can get a lot of information there. But again, there's no organized thing for atheists or philosophy, you know, anything like that. Luckily enough, at least for me, you know, Advaita Vedanta is very good. It's I don't believe it to be a religion, even though, you know, you do have Bhakti Yoga, where you can have a god that you can follow if you wish. I choose Bhakti to be something different, humanity itself, people. But no, I don't believe religion is something necessary. But I do understand that she seems to be seeking something in life to help ease suffering. Advaita Vedanta is a very good one. For me, understanding is my key word. Understanding. And what that means is, if you can understand why things happen, it's not a big mystery. You don't have to have some, you know, god or gods or whatever out there, some aliens to do certain things, for things to happen. Things in the earth itself, in our earth, happens with a logical reason, within logical reasons. So you can understand why people cry, you understand why people do certain things. Now, you don't have to completely understand why they do it, but, you know, people are emotional. You know, you understand why people get angry, because they're emotional. Something bad happened to them. If you can understand that, you don't have to precisely know exactly what bad things happen to them for them to feel that way, for you to understand that. You just know that bad things happen. And with just that little bit of information, you can say, well, you know, something bad must have happened to that person. That's the reason why they're acting that way. You know, and then with that in mind, it's like, you know, even they're yelling and screaming at me, it's like, man, somebody must have hurt that person really bad, or that person's having a bad day. I don't deserve being yelled at, but at the same time, I feel pity for that person, because for him to yell at strangers, whoo. Because would you go around yelling at strangers in the street, screaming at them and stuff? No, something bad has to happen for you to do that. So, and I take pity on people who do that, who are probably like that, very upset.
I didn't know questions were so popular. See, with all due respect to all the religious people, See, religion essentially means belief in something. Whenever somebody says, I'm a religious person, they refer to themselves as believers. Yes? Believers. Believe means what? Means you do not know something, but you're not willing to admit, I do not know, so you believe it. I'm saying, if you do not know something, why don't you just say, I do not know? Hello? Is it okay? I do not know something, I say I do not know, because I do not know is a tremendous possibility. Only when you say I do not know, the longing to know, the seeking to know, and the possibility of knowing becomes a living reality in your life. Everything I do not know, I believe. This has led to a whole lot of things. One thing it does is, it brings you confidence. I believe means it brings you confidence. But confidence without clarity is a disaster. This is a disaster that is unfolding in the world in many different levels. People who don't know a damn thing, who can't see what's in front of them, they are super confident. It's dangerous. If you cannot see, at least you must be hesitant, isn't it? Hello? If you cannot see, you must at least be hesitant. But you cannot see, but you're confident. This is what belief gives you, confidence without clarity. How do you arrive at your belief? There are many ways. Can I tell you a joke, is it okay? It's a serious question. Are you okay? You're looking so serious, I'm scared of you. This happened in New York City. An 8-year-old boy came home from school in the afternoon. At home, he had a very progressive mother. Obviously, she was single. He came home and asked, Mama, is God man or a woman? See, this is a big debate in America. Is God a man or a woman is a very big debate in America. You know, in the last election they tried to settle it and you know what happened. The mother thought, being a progressive woman, she thought through all this gender politics that are going on in the country, and after much thinking, she said both. Then the boy went into deep thought. After some time, he came back and asked, Mama, is God black or white? You know, in the previous election, they tried to settle this issue. Because racial politics is a very big thing. She thought through all the racial politics that are going on in the country. After much thinking, she said both. Then the boy went into profound thought. After much thinking, he came back and asked, Mama, is God straight or gay? She thought through all the politics concerned with that aspect of life, and she said both. Then the boy jumped in joy, I got it, it's Michael Jackson. I don't know how you arrived at yours. You must understand, this is a godless culture. In this culture, we always told you, your life is your karma. Yes or no? You've forgotten? In this culture, we always told you, your life is your karma. This means, your life is your making. There's nobody managing you from there. Your life is entirely your karma. You are tall, you are short, you are capable, you are incapable, you can do something, you cannot do something. We say, your karma. We've been telling you forever, your life is entirely your making. But this we have turned it into something else, and now we are also start looking up, Uparwala. You're all engineering students, you tell me, is this planet round or flat? Really? It's round?
Not quite round.
Some of you saying no, this girl. Is it a round planet, I'm asking you? Yes. Is it spinning? So, you are not even on the North Pole, you are at this Chennai. Here, if you look up and the planet is spinning, you are inevitably looking up in the wrong direction. Hello? You don't even know which is up. In this cosmos, do you know which is up and which is down? Hello? Is it somewhere marked this side up?
I like that one.
Can you ever figure out which side is up in this cosmos? No. Then you're looking up at what? When you do not even know what is up, how do you know who is up? Does it mean to say, I created the universe? No. Obviously, before you and me came, everything was here, isn't it? So now, you must at least say, I really don't know. The problem is, somebody is a theist, somebody is an atheist. They are not different people, just different clothing, same nonsense. One person believes what he does not know in a positive way, another person believes what he does not know in a negative way. Both of them are believers of something that they do not know, isn't it?
I'd say atheist is more along the lines of not believing in any specific deity. So for example, I don't believe that the Christian God or the Muslim God, or if there's a Buddhist God or Hindu gods or whatever gods are out there, Ra, Odin, Zeus, Jupiter? I think that's the major one in Roman or Greek. But yeah, I don't believe in it because I don't have proof of it. So atheist, not necessarily that it does not exist. I guess agnostic would be the better word for it. But I guess atheist maybe is like no gods exist. I'm not like that. It's like there's no proof of it, so I don't believe it. That's my stance for it. Perhaps agnostic. Atheist agnostic. Is there a God out there? I highly doubt it, but again, no proof. That's my stance.
What is the problem with the human being? That you cannot admit, I do not know? It's so wonderful of you, so human of you to say, I do not know, isn't it? If you do not know, if you realize that you truly do not know, your intelligence will be always alert, it never sleeps. Always, every moment of your life. Even in your sleep, it'll stay awake if you realize, I truly do not know. This believing has made you just eat pongal and, just become lethargic. The world has become lethargic. When I say lethargic, not physically, intelligence has become lethargic because they believe something. Everybody believes some nonsense. Can we be straight enough? The youth of this nation, I'm asking you, the youth of this nation, are we straight enough to say, what I know, what I do not know, I do not know? Is this okay with you? The youth of India, I'm asking you.
Sadhguru, this question is from Kunal Galwani. From yogis of ancient times to popular movies like Interstellar, there have been stories and some seemingly real instances about time travel. Is time travel really possible? If yes, how can I make myself capable of time travel?
What kind? Why did they pick this question? Oh, is time travel possible? No, but I think you can, to some degree, see into the past. What I mean by that is that… So a great example of that would be we broadcast radio waves out into space. And those radio waves are just continually going indefinitely. Well, I won't say indefinitely, but if they hit something, they get broken up. But so long as there's no interference, it could potentially go on forever. And if you have some kind of thing that can pick it up and listen to it, you could potentially listen to it. And what do you listen to? The past. Because if that thing traveled 5 million years indefinitely, that recording is 5 million years old, and you're hearing it now. So that's the only thing I think that you can see into the past. I guess there's another thing, like some people had a belief that pot makers may had like some kind of, actually I don't know if this is believable or not, but you can record on clay pots. I think if you had some kind of medium that could feel the vibration of speech, that you could, like a record player, you could probably record a speech onto a clay pot and then play it back. And that speech is forever recorded on that clay pot. It's something that was said in the past, but recorded in present and playable in present day. I don't know if there's any of that that survived. I don't know how. It's very much plausible, but I don't know if that's ever happened.
You want to go back to the past or future? He didn't tell you. See, these things have been misunderstood very badly because science and mysticism is coming to you from Hollywood movies, unfortunately. In this culture, we've had people whom we refer to as Trikalagnanis. There are three dimensions of experience in your life. There is something called as past, which is a bank of memory within you. There is something called as present, which is a living experience right now.
Imagination is going to be the last one.
There is something called as future, which is the power of our imagination. So your life experience is happening between memory, present experience and imagination. The problem with most people is, these three things are not clearly distinguished in most human beings.
I'll say this, I love that way he explained it. Memory, present experience, and imagination. Because it's very true. No, I don't think anyone thinks of the future as imagination, because there are certain things in the future that are guaranteed to happen. Your electric bill, your water bill, your bills, and more bills, and then bills and taxes, and then bills. But yes, you know, they come on a regular basis. You know it's going to hit you, and you have to pay it. But I guess, obviously, you know, there are things that you cannot predict, of course, in the future, which is all imagination. It's a really, really good way to put that. I kind of want to ask someone that, like, do you ever think about the future and think that it's just in your imagination? The future is an imagination. It's not real. I wonder if that will blow anyone's mind. It freaking blew my mind. And thinking about it, like, obviously I know that it's not happened, but just to think about it, it's just an imagination, because you don't know if that's going to actually happen or not.
This is why something that happened 10 years ago, you can still suffer, isn't it? Huh? Something that may happen day after tomorrow, you already suffer. What happened 10 years ago or even 10 days ago, does it exist right now? Does it exist right now? You talking terms with me or no? Hello? Does it exist right now? What may happen day after tomorrow, does it exist right now? No. So if you suffer something that does not exist, should we call you sane or insane? Hey, it's a question, don't clap. It's a disgrace. If you are suffering something that does not exist, is it sanity or insanity? How many people that you know, including yourself, are insane like this? They suffer things which don't exist. Nearly 99.99, isn't it? Happening all the time? So these are all idiots who are doing time travel. Time, in the yogic sciences, modern physics always grapples with these two dimensions, time and space, or space and time, that's how they refer to it. In yoga, we call this kala. The word kala, even in Tamil, means time. But kala also means emptiness. Kali. Tamil சொல்றீங்களா Kali? அது வேற. காலியா இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்றீங்களா? வெறுமையா இருக்குதுன்னு? Kali. Kala means darkness. Darkness means nothing is there, no light, no nothing. That is empty space. Kala means time. So we are using the same word for time and space. We just have a distinction called Kala and Mahakala. There is time which is caused by revolutions of physical dimensions of life. When I say revolutions of physical dimensions, everything that's physical is in a circular moment. Whether it's an atom or it's a whole cosmos, everything is in circular moment. The planets, the universes, everything. Everything that's physical essentially is in circular moment.
Here's a question now. It seems like… I think he does believe in the Big Bang. Are we rotating around the center of the universe? Science so far as I remember, we're just expanding from the center, because it's just a big explosion out. But are we also, boom, rotating around this explosion? That I've never heard of. I don't know if Sadhguru is making that… I don't know if Sadhguru is making that suggestion or not.
So this is Kala, the time that you know because of rotation of physical objects. If the planet spins once, we call it a day. If the moon goes around, we call it a month. If the planet goes around the sun, we call it a year. This is the only way you know time. So time that you know is only by cycles. There is a time which is beyond physical nature, which is not because of circular motion of physical objects. This we call as Mahakala. Mahakala includes the space also. Generally in modern physics, the general understanding is because there is space, because there is distance, there is time. If you want to travel from point A to point B, you need time. But in the yogic sciences, from our experience, we see it like this: because there is time, there is a possibility of space. It's very beautifully put by Adiyogi over 15,000 years ago. When these seven sages, his first disciples, asked him, what is the nature of this cosmos? Where does it begin? Where does it end? How big is it? He laughed and he said, your cosmos, I can pack it into your mustard seed. Very efficient packing, isn't it? He said, this entire cosmos, I can pack it into your mustard seed because it is only a consequence of time. The space and the distance is only a consequence of time. So we call people Trikalagnanis, and we also call people as Akalagnanis. That means timeless people, people who are timeless. Timeless means what? You're sitting here right now. If I make you sit here for another 6 hours, no, it doesn't take that much for you. If I make you sit here for another 2 hours, Sadhguru, at least water. Okay, drink water. Drink water means Sadhguru, that calls, okay, go and come. Another 2 hours, Sadhguru. Okay, we give you that. After that, you don't ask permission. Your body is cycles of time, isn't it? You don't have to look at the watch. If you observe your bladder, you know how much time? Yes or no? It's keeping time. So, your sense of time right now is only because of your physical identity. If you can sit here without any sense of body, then you don't know time. You've heard of people who sat for hours on end, days on end. This happened to me at a certain point when I was little older than you, I was 25. I just sat in one place and suddenly I did not realize time. I thought it's 10-20 minutes, about 4.5 hours had passed. And I was like blowing with ecstasy. Then they started happening more often. If I just sat in one place and I think it's 2 minutes, hours, 7-8 hours have just passed away. One day I sat down and I thought it's maybe 25-30 minutes. I was sitting in a rural space around Mysore, and when I opened my eyes, the big crowd, India being what it is, the garlands around me, people are trying to molest my feet. And I said, where the hell did you come from? Then they say, you've been sitting here for 13 days. I thought it's only 25-30 minutes. Only when I tried to open my legs, I found my knees were locked up. It took a lot of effort to straighten them. But in my experience, I thought it's only 25-30 minutes. But when I say this may be a little difficult to grasp. But have you noticed, on a particular day you were very joyful. 24 hours, poof, went off like 10 minutes. Is that so? Another day you're a little depressed. 24 hours feels like a lifetime. Yes or no? Time is a very relative experience. People say, how long a minute is depends on which side of the bathroom door you are. You go there and knock and they say, hey, just 1 minute, wait. 1 minute.
Okay, I guess that looks like the end of that questionnaire. It's true, for sure. What time feels like is relative. It's relative to each of us, but we have time as objective at the moment because otherwise it'd be very difficult to keep track of, well, a lot of things. So I can't remember what time is based off. I think it's the oscillation of quartz? Something like that. Kind of like how we have measurements of pounds and grams and kilograms. It's all based on a very specific weight. So what a year is a full rotation of the Earth around the Sun. That is objective. That's not relative. I didn't know it takes the Moon to rotate around the Earth 1 month. I didn't know that. The Earth is spin around about 24 hours. Of course, it's not quite precisely, I think. That's the reason why I have leap years. And then, I don't know about time though. I don't know, 24 hours, sorry. I don't know about 24 hours, if that's precisely 24 hours for it to rotate. I'm not sure about that one. But we have objective time. But how you feel about time, how time passes to the individual is relative. Because where our bodies doesn't keep track of time in terms of the Earth rotation, whether it be rotating on its axis or around the Sun. And I'm sure there are people out there who if they really, really focus on that, they can tell time. They can tell the objective time, or well, close to the objective time. Because you get really in tune with nature and with your body. Like it's talking about, like, you know, how you feel your bladder. If you keep track of how much you drink, and then how often you go with that, you will be able to keep track. Like, okay, I'm going to go, you know, soon or later or whatever. You know, you can. I do believe you can keep track. There's going to be some curveballs in there. There's going to be times where you don't quite call it right because, you know, maybe you ate something bad and you're like, oh, well, this is a random time now. I hope I'm not doing something important. But yeah, so I completely understand that, and it's very interesting for sure. Time, yeah. This is something I talk to people about. I'm laughing about how sometimes time flies and time takes too long. That 1 minute seems to last 30 minutes, and the way I've managed that is by just not paying attention to time. It's like, don't look at it. Just you know, do what you got to do. Focus on what you got to do, and then look after you're done. And that's because that's what you do when you're having fun. You're not paying attention to time. You're just enjoying yourself, and all of a sudden time is flying because you're not paying attention to it. So if you're having a bad time, if you want time to fly, don't pay attention to it. Just do something else. So anyways, that's my reaction for this part. So we're going to be one last part. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.